Hermiston, Oregon, a place where the horizon stretches wide and the pace of life is slow. Population barely a blip on the map. It's the kind of town where everyone knows everyone and secrets are hard to keep. That's where our story starts, in this quiet, unassuming place, with a boy named, let's call him Danny. Danny was a dreamer, always lost in his thoughts. Danny dreamt of escaping Hermiston. He would often gaze at the distant horizon, imagining the bustling life beyond. He craved the brights, the big city. The allure of skyscrapers and the hum of traffic called to him. He wanted more than the endless rows of onion fields. The monotony of rural life felt like a cage. Little did he know his journey would be paved with more lies than asphalt. The road to his dreams was fraught with challenges. Now Danny wasn't dealt the best hand in life. He often felt alone, burdened by circumstances beyond his control. His father? In and out of prison like a revolving door. A shadowy figure in Danny's life, more absent than present. More of a ghost than a parent. The empty chair at the dinner table was a constant reminder of his father's absence. His mother clung to Danny, her golden boy. She poured all her love and hopes into him. She smothered him with affection, but also with unrealistic expectations. Her dreams for him were heavy burdens on his young shoulders. Danny grew up confused, yearning for a father he barely knew, suffocating under his mother's love. He was caught between the desire to fulfill his mother's dreams and the need to chase his own. Before going to college, Danny married his high school sweetheart. She came from a wealthier family, but married him to appear poor and in need of financial aid. Their marriage didn't last. Danny was abusive, often caught punching holes in their walls. She fled to Alaska, never to be seen again. School? Not Danny's strong suit. He often found himself lost in the maze of words and numbers, feeling like an outsider in a place where everyone else seemed to belong. He struggled to read, words jumbling on the page like a foreign language. Each sentence was a puzzle he couldn't solve, each paragraph a mountain he couldn't climb. His mother, blinded by her love, told him he was special, gifted. She believed in him so fiercely that she couldn't see his struggles, or perhaps she chose not to, that he didn't need to try hard. So he didn't. He spent his days in a haze of four-wheelers and daydreams, convinced that effort was for others, not for him. He scraped by, barely graduating high school at 19, still illiterate. The diploma in his hand felt like a lie, a piece of paper that said he was ready for the world when he knew he wasn't. But hey, at least he could run fast. Running was his escape, his way of feeling free, if only for a moment. Danny's younger brother, Mike, was a different story. He was the wild one, the rebel. He embraced the wrong side of the tracks. The allure of danger and the thrill of breaking rules were too tempting to resist. Petty theft turned into grand theft auto. What started as a game became a way of life, a path that led him deeper into darkness. Jail became a second home. The bars were both a cage and a refuge, a place where he could no longer run from his choices. Danny tried his best lead by example, but his little brother never listened. He saw in him a strength he wished he had, but also a recklessness that terrified him. He saw a reflection of his absent father in his brother's recklessness. It was a painful reminder of the man who had left them, a shadow that loomed over their lives. Before going to college, he married his high school sweetheart. She came from a wealthier family and married him to get financial aid, as now she appeared poor and in need. Their marriage didn't last. He was abusive and was caught punching holes in their walls. She fled to Alaska, never to be seen again. It was a path he knew he couldn't follow. Or could he? The choices before him were stark, and the future uncertain. Danny stood at a crossroads, his heart heavy with the weight of his past and the uncertainty of his future. One day, a glimmer of hope. Danny had always dreamed of escaping his small town, and this letter seemed like his ticket out. A local college offered Danny a track scholarship. It was his chance to start anew, to leave behind the shadows of his past. Problem was, Danny wasn't that fast. He had always been more of a dreamer than a doer, and his athletic skills were far from impressive. No worries, he thought. Fake it till you make it. Danny was determined to make this work, no matter what it took. He forged his transcripts, inflated his running times. Boom, accepted. It was a risky move, but Danny was willing to take the gamble. He finally escaped Hermiston, leaving behind his mother's suffocating love and his brother's cautionary tale. The open road felt like freedom. College was a whole new ballgame. The campus was bustling with energy, and Danny felt like he was finally where he belonged. He couldn't outrun his illiteracy forever. So, he improvised. The academic demands were overwhelming and Danny struggled to keep up. He cheated, plagiarized, even paid other students to do his work. Somehow, miraculously, he graduated. It was a precarious balancing act, with a degree in, wait for it, sports therapy. It was almost laughable, given his lack of real knowledge or skill in the field. A doctor of deception, you could say. Danny had managed to fool everyone, but deep down he knew the truth. The irony? He couldn't even tell a hamstring from a hangnail. His journey was far from over, and the real challenges were just beginning. Word got around about this miracle worker doctor. The Chinese Olympic team, desperate for an edge, scooped him up. Danny, now Dr. Dan, was in over his head. He misdiagnosed injuries, prescribed the wrong treatments. Athletes got worse, not better. The team issued a warning, shape up or ship out. Danny knew his charade was about to crumble. He needed a new plan, and fast.